One of the points that has again, strangely so, but again it has become a point of contention within even the Shia community, is whether we need political power or not, whether we should be political, whether the Hawza should be political. Imagine, brothers and sisters, the Hawza, the ulama, who are basically the organization of Imam Zaman, Ajallahu Ta'ala Farajul Sharif. They are the managers of the system. They are the teachers, they are the managers, they are the implementers. They are basically the organizational structure of Imam Zaman. What other philosophy of existence does an Alim Deen have? What other utility does he have? Especially within the Shia ethos. We're not this secular religion which says, okay, God sent His word and then the Prophet left and now we are here as the ulama and we have the book, Hasbuna Kitabullah. That is not our ethos. The other brothers might think this, but at least we do not. So how ridiculous is it for us to imagine that we can have a clergy, we can have ulama, we can have hawza who are apolitical in nature? How can you be apolitical when you are expressing your allegiance, your political allegiance to a leader who is in occultation? Even if he is in occultation, you are still a threat to some other system. And this is not something that Imam Khomeini said, this is in Mifati. Don't you have this ziyarah that you do every day in the morning and you pledge allegiance, you renew your allegiance to Imam Mahdi? Okay, you're renewing your allegiance as opposed to your allegiance to whom? I accept you, O Mahdi, Ajallahu Ta'ala Farajul Sharif, as my only leader. And I am kafir, I disbelieve in kulle walijatin. Every other opponent. Who are these opponents? Let's rewind before the Islamic Revolution. Who were these opponents? Okay, maybe after the Islamic Revolution, because of the propaganda of the enemy, you have found at least one opponent, right? But before the Islamic Revolution, you were still making this pledge. As opposed to whom were you pledging your allegiance? To the dead kings of the Umayyads and the Abbasids, who are rotting away in their graves, who have probably turned into ashes right now? Who is this allegiance opposed to? And still many of our brothers and sisters around the world think and they assume and they have this illusion that allegiance to Imam al-Mahdi can coexist with allegiance to other nation states, let alone Zionist nation states, Zionist governments, even those mustazaf governments. Even in countries like my own country, you cannot have loyalty to Imam Mahdi and parallel to his loyalty, have loyalty to some other system. When you talk about Hubbul Watan in Islam, when you talk about the love for your country, the greatest manifestation, the pinnacle of loving your country is to want the Islamic system to be implemented in that country. What is the height of being sincere to a patient, a person who is sick? What is the height of being sincere? It is the desire for that sick individual to become healthy again. When you love your country, when you love your nation, and you know that nation is sick, ideologically, emotionally, culturally, it is part of the Taghuti system, whether they like it or not, then they are sick. They are not healthy in their core. And what is the greatest expression of sincerity towards someone who is not healthy? You find him a doctor, you find him medicine, you fix them. So the only form of loyalty to your own country, loyalty to your own ethnicity, loyalty to your own nationality is when it is within the chain of loyalty to Allah, loyalty to the Prophet, and loyalty to the Hujjah of the time. Ajallahu Ta'ala Farajul Sharif. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad mu'ajjil farajah. And now just let's take a few steps further. When you have this sincerity within yourself, when you understand that all chains all chains of authority outside the authority of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, outside the wilayah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, outside the system of Tawheed, is a system that is by default Taaghut, which is by default corrupt, which is by default tending towards elimination and destruction of all sorts of morality and even of material prosperity. It is taking humanity towards destruction. When you look at this, what will be the utmost expression of establishing wilayah within your own community? It will be, if it is possible, obviously. Sometimes it's not possible. But wherever it becomes possible, wherever the strength is there and the numbers are there and the affiliation and the faith is there, then the pinnacle, the utmost expression of fixing the problem will be the establishment of an Islamic government, will be establishment of a government that is subservient only to Allah, to His Prophet and to the wali of the time. And therefore, this government, this system and the nation under it becomes an instance and a manifestation of those verses of the Holy Quran where it says, وَمَنْ يَغْفُرْ بِالتَّاغُوتِ وَيُؤْمِنْ بِاللَّهِ فَقَدْ اسْتَمْسَكَ بِالْعُرْوَةِ الْوُثْقَى. Becomes the instance of this because you become part of the project of Tawheed. So brothers and sisters, the establishment of an Islamic system, the establishment of an Islamic revolution, the establishment of the Islamic Republic is the rational progression of the doctrine of Tawheed.